What's up, you guys? It's Warren with Scale Audio, and today we're going to talk about the send. You may have heard terms such like send effect or auxiliary send, and really it just means you're sending a signal. And that might not really click for you. It didn't for me until I learned, and it was compared to outboard gear. So let's talk about that. Back in the day when engineers had only outboard gear and they had their mix boards would have, you guess it, sends. And this would be much like an input-output plug that you see on the back of even TVs and VCRs and things like that. So what they would have to do back in the day is they would have to take their physical mix board, plug a cord into the send to send signal, and then they would have to take that and put it into the input of a piece of hardware, such as something they would use for reverb or a tape delay, something like that. And they would take that send, plug it into that input, their effect would be processed here. Then this piece of board or this piece of equipment would have an output. They'd plug into the output, send it back to the mix board, and plug it into what was called a return. And so that's where we got the term send effects. Because anytime you use an effect, you're taking your signal and you're sending it to be processed for it to return. And an auxiliary send is much the same thing. You're taking that send, that output, and you're sending it to the input of your auxiliary channel. So if we take a look in my DAW, I've got two samples here. Okay. And each one of these here on this right-hand side is a send. These are the signal being sent to an effect for it to return back into my mixer channel here. So first thing we have here is some harmonics and some harmonic processing. We've got this tape cassette, which I'm using for my effects. That start-stop sound. And I've got an EQ adding some low end. And if I was to click this drop down, I can choose from this list of effects to send to, and that would be a send effect. Now, if you want to know what an auxiliary or a bus is, I have videos on those above. You can click and check it out. And that's the basic idea of what a send is. It's literally just as simple as you're sending the signal, and the term comes from the fact that back in the day, the gear had a send and a return jack for sending signal and returning signal, or the terms that we would generally understand, an input or an output. So this is Warren with Scale Audio. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please like. If you have comments, please comment, and I always appreciate a subscribe. Again, Warren with Scale Audio, and adios.